Hello and welcome back to the Arsenal podcast. We are here once again to talk all things and everything Arsenal. And I don't know how to go about this week's podcast because I'm still pretty flat from Sunday. I think both my guests are also, and most Gooners, not just in this country but all around the UK and all around the world, I think. So yeah, we are going to try and trawl through this next half an hour, 35 minutes or so. A little bit less this week, depending on if we decide to get into it. We'll start ranting. It will last a couple of hours, and we'll try not to do that. So before we begin even, if you'd like to contribute, you can do on the Facebook page. On Facebook, obviously, you can contact us on Twitter at @E_ArsenalNet, and any of us three via Twitter, various Twitter handles that we will give to you throughout the course of the show. And this evening I'm joined by Rob. Good evening, Rob.
Good evening. Oh, yes. God.
Yes.
I'm going to wholeheartedly apologise for any expletives that might leave my mouth in the next hour.
Yeah, so this is Tuesday night, I should say, we're recording.
I'm still angry.
And still 48 hours later, I'm filled with a mix of just complete and utter abhorrence, and if you can hear my voice, I'm not ill. My voice is depressed. I think my whole mood, it feels like I've been sucked dry, literally. Also joined with us this evening is Connor. Hello, Connor.
Hello.
You sound slightly more upbeat than.
Well, it's been a couple of days. So the healing process is starting to begin, I think, but still down on the result.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, I think I just reevaluated. I had to reevaluate my whole life afterwards, to be honest.
Well,
so, do I want to go to uni anymore? Do I want to be a journalist? do I need material possessions anymore?
Yeah. Get rid of everything white. Obviously.
Exactly.
Potentially, so we'll come on to that in a little while. So yeah, I mean, I'll kick us off. Like, before when I saw the attack, when I saw the lineup, Welbeck or Walcott, because it came out as meant to be Walcott on the right, and Welbeck up front, and Ozil and Alexis. I thought, there's no way that we can't not tear United a new one, albeit only by two or three goals mainly. But we just completely froze, I think, and it was. There's no. I just don't know how to comprehend it. Never mind getting completely scored by an 18-year-old footballer on his Premier League debut. I mean, I think Marcus Rashford looks a decent player, but it's hard for me to gauge, because only us would make a United B side look world class. Rob, I'll come to you. Well, where do you want to start? In fact, kick us off. I don't know. I don't know what to ask you. Really, I'm just.
It was a complete lack of character, a complete lack of opportunism. And it's the same fallibilities that seem to just crop up every season. It was completely ridiculous. I mean, we went up there 5 years ago with a very mishmash team of people that were, coming to the end of their Arsenal careers, not in terms of age, just in terms of they weren't good enough, and players that were inexperienced. And we got absolutely battered by Man United and lost 8-2. It was one of the most embarrassing days of my life. I had to go to America for a week to get away from it. Right? I know it's a little bit different because we are going up to their place, and it's different because you're the away side. But to not even win a game in which they're putting players out, they've got two midfielders at centre half. They've got, Rojo's been injured for God knows how long, and Varela, who's played a handful of games. They've got an 18-year-old up front that's only played one game 2 days before. To not beat that team is embarrassing, and I don't know whether it's just complacency, whether it's just we are so out of form now that we can't even play football. It seems it was just so bad. I mean, like you said, to make Marcus Rashford look like an absolute world beater is typically Arsenal, and it just wouldn't have happened I just don't think it would have happened 15 years ago.
Okay. Yeah. I think the point you raised about the sheer lack of form throughout the team is worrying. I think that's what told in the end. I think we're going to get onto individual cases, but the likes of, I mean, almost to a man, the team were just shockingly bad. Just I don't know if froze is even the right word. Just they didn't seem up for it. I mean, players were having a go, but they just had no. There was no. Just no. Oh, I don't even know the words for it.
It was very telling to me in the last 20 minutes. Have you ever watched a game where a team is 3-2 down and doesn't look like they appear to be trying to get back into it?
Mm.
And we had 20 minutes to get 2 goals that keep us in the title race. We had one
That's
chance.
a good point. There was the balls weren't coming into the box, were they? I mean, I wouldn't be used to that. I mean, that would never happen anyway. But yeah, it's a good point. But just the crux players, the key players. I mean, Ozil had a poor game, but even he managed to chip in a goal and an assist.
Mm.
Sanchez is just woefully out of form, as I've said before. Ramsey had one of the worst games in an Arsenal shirt he's had, and I'm just despairing over our defence. Coquelin again played his heart out, bless him, but he's still just returning to full fitness. So he could only probably play about 70 minutes. When he came off, we seemed to, even not from just a defensive point of view, but the drive seemed to go there as well. And I'm just despairing about our defence. I just think Gabriel is. I want to believe he's going to get better, and I think he will. But the thing is, even with Koscielny, he's taken a step backwards. Whilst he's not got even a decent centre half defender. I mean, for the goal, I think it was the ball was crossed in, and I believe Koscielny he misheaded it, and it took it away from Gabriel to clear it, and then it just bounced, and then the ball bounced around. And the goal just looked really ugly. That, God, 20 years ago as an Arsenal fan, you'd be like, that would not happen in Tony Adams' day. And
no.
we've said that before. I'll come to you, Connor, now. In fact, I'll let you have your opening gambit, what you thought, before I ask you individual questions.
I'd have to agree with Rob. It just screamed of, it was only 3-2, but just screamed of 8-2, the kind of lack of desire and just lack of leadership. There wasn't any more leaders in that 3-2 defeat than there was in that 8-2. I mean, you look at the team and you think leaders, Petr Cech in goal, and Petr Cech in goal. And, Coquelin has got a bit about him, but can he really pick up a team? Can he really lead a team? Alexis kind of leads by example. Gabriel's a bit of a nutter, but I don't think you can say passion, again, can lift the team or bring players into position. It was just poor performance. I thought Gabriel was awful. He can't obviously be blamed for the defeat, but definitely two of the goals were his wrongdoings. Ramsey was really poor. I just think everyone else was rather average. As you say, Mesut Ozil didn't have the best of games, but still managed to contribute. And other than that, maybe Welbeck did okay.
Yeah. I think. I mean, even Bellerin was getting skinned alive by Memphis. Who's back in you would say some sort of form, but I mean that should not be happening to him. It's almost like he was caught in the headlights on Sunday for some reason. I'll give you a quote. This is what Thierry Henry said. There was a lack of commitment, a lack of desire, and a lack of leadership. I mean, it's hard to disagree with that, Rob.
Yeah, I completely agree with him. I mean, I did read a pretty decent article from Michael Cox, who always puts good stuff out about this lack of leaders is almost a trodden out stereotype and catchphrase. That there isn't any more leaders in our entire rivals, but it's not just that there's a lack of leaders. It's like Thierry said, there's a lack of commitment. There's a lack of people that demand more in such a big game. It doesn't matter what side Manchester United put out. We should be going, this is it now. We have to win the next 10 games if we're going to have any chance of winning the league. And there just wasn't that on Sunday. There wasn't someone that took the game by the balls and went, I'm going to make sure we win this. I watched the Invincibles documentary on Sunday night because, I'm so much of a masochist that I have to go and watch teams from my childhood to make me feel so bad about this one. Although it did put a lot more goodwill back on the manager, I must say, who I'm sure we'll get to in a bit. And Martin Keown said, even back then, that Arsenal team was viewed as chokers. They'd thrown the league away in 2003. They were knocked out of the FA Cup and Champions League in a week. And they had that game against Liverpool, and Martin Keown said, I had to make a massive stand in the dressing room because we were going to blow the league again. And Thierry Henry took that on board, took the game by the balls, and had one of the best performances he ever had in an Arsenal shirt. There was no one on Sunday that was going to do that.
And I don't think there would be now in the dressing room either, except maybe, well, I guess of all people, Mertesacker might be the one doing it, but God bless him, he's just not good enough. Even on the pitch. So, I mean, how can we hope for an inspiring, stirring team talk for when we need it?
I mean, I don't think anyone's doubting that we have individuals that are capable of on the pitch setting an example. Wasn't it in 11-12 that we had about 10 international captains or a certain amount of players captain their countries?
One of which was Danielson. Yes.
Yes, or they and one was Arshavin as well, wasn't he? He was captain of Russia, and he just exudes just unprofessionalism and just laziness. I just think that we need to, as a collective, dig each other out of times. I don't think, as you say, Mertesacker probably can in the dressing room raise spirits or have it lay into someone, but on the pitch, people need to be talking.
Yeah. I think we've got a problem at the moment, and again, I don't really want to go down this route because it feels like I've been saying this a lot of the time. So I'm going to say it slightly differently now. Like in the past, we've had a lot of deadwood, and by and large, that deadwood is gone. I would suggest. I mean, it's a bit worrying you bringing in more average players. Or having more average players again, but it's certainly a much stronger team than when we lost to United 8-2, when we had, goodness me, I think it was was it Justin Hoyt playing that day? It was a Boué. I mean, I don't even want to look at that team now.
Armand Traore played and got sold the next day.
Oh,
that is correct. Yeah.
One of the worst players I've ever seen, I think, in an Arsenal shirt. I think Armand Traore, just awful.
Yeah, I mean, and now we have a similar problem where we just have zero heart and fight. The only players with heart are Alexis, I'd say Giroud. Theo tries to, but unfortunately is just decidedly average when it comes down to it. Even Czech, I'm not doubting his quality for 1 minute, but I don't know if there's that much drive coming from him. So, what do we do about this? Connor, what do you think? We need to get some more heart back into the club. How's it going to happen?
Yeah, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because we've just been speaking about individuals. You can't just bring individuals in and say, well, he can lead a few players, so that will sort the problem. I think you'd have to go higher up, maybe management. And I'm not doubting Arsene Wenger for one moment, but you do have to say in big games like that. I know we've done it in the past. I think there was a stat where we've only lost a couple of 3 occasions where we've had 50% less than 50% possession since the start of 14-15. And I think he has adapted to the bigger sides, and he has galvanised the team to, say, away at the Etihad or at home to Bayern Munich, where he has galvanised them. But in games where we're favourites, I don't know who can assert, say, we need to win this to stay in the title race.
Yeah, I think at this point actually we should probably talk about the Barcelona game, which I've forgotten about, as Rob was saying to me off flight, off air already. I mean, I think we played incredibly impressively. From a defensive point of view, we kept them very quiet for 64 minutes. And unfortunately, on set we had to start moving out because they were starting to push us back and we were getting pinned in. And there was a chance, we sensed definitely something. We could definitely get a goal. Unfortunately, if Alex could finish a chance, for goodness sake, then it might have been a completely different game. As it might have been a different game on Sunday if Nacho Monreal scored. I'm not going to blame him so much, but because he's a fullback. But on such things, games turn. And obviously, Ox is now out for 8 weeks and is apparently struggling to make the Euros. Or that's my sources that I hear. Rob, what was your view in the Barcelona game? Quickly, I'm trying to avoid talking about Man United as much as possible.
I could sense that. The one thing about Chamberlain, I'm not 100% sure he'd have made the Euro squad if he was fully fit, because he's not really playing enough. But we played incredibly well for 70 minutes against Barcelona. It was exactly how you set up against them and stop them playing. I don't know. It sort of comes back to game management. I think we just pulled a few too many men forwards that late in the game on this hope that we were going to create something. And just before the goal, we were just in the corner, passed amongst ourselves. And Barca were going, this is great. They're pulling like Hector Bellerin forward. As soon as they lose it, which they will, we'll hit them on the break and score. They pulled the old bait and switch on us, really. They knew that they couldn't get through our 2 banks of 4 and put a bit of pressure on themselves and then hit us on the counter, which is what we've been hoping to do all game to them.
And it was so like the Monaco game as well, in the sense that when they broke. And it's just, when you see that, it's like there was a moment in that game where I thought, at least a couple of minutes, where I thought, oh, they're not going to score here. And I could see that Wenger set out for like 1-0, and then he's going to bring Theo. I think he brought him on too early. I thought, and then go for the break on the go for the win on the counter attack. 1-0 would not have been enough, but it would have been a fantastic result to beat Barcelona 1-0 and not concede a goal, whether it would be enough or not. And it's just, I wasn't... When they finally scored, it's like, oh, do you know what I mean? It was like, you expected it, but then when they did, and Barcelona was so good at what they do at 1-0, they have more of the ball than they did at 0-0 comfortably, because it's almost like this panic spread across the teams. Oh my God, they've scored. Oh my God, they've scored. It's like, what do we do? And it's like, it's kind of... It was just a shame, really. And now, obviously, with the second leg, I mean, I don't think we should just... Wenger probably will put a team out. He shouldn't. If he does, they should just, wander about the pitch and not really do much. So, I don't know what kind of team he's going to put out. I mean, I guess I'll come to you, Connor. Do you think he's going to put the kids out again, or...
I don't think he can, at risk of like Gary Neville being beaten about 6-0 if we just throw kids out. Wow. I think we'll put a good team out. I think we have to show a bit of fight. I don't think we'll go through, but
really,
yeah. Well, you never know, but
that's sort of like optimism on this show. Yeah.
Yeah, we were speaking about 4-0s before, weren't we? And now it's gone down the pan. But yeah, strong team, see what can happen. But I think, as you say, there might be a few players just jogging about in the second half because they might not feel that we can go through either.
Rob, what was your take on it? Quickly,
just on who we play. I mean, he'll put aside because he won't disrespect the competition. It's not the league up to him.
It's always good when a manager says we've got a 5% chance of going.
Yeah, it is. I mean, he'll. I'm thinking about 3 years ago when we went out to Munich and had a very little chance of getting through, and we won 2-0, as of course we would, because we were 3-1 down and we needed 3 goals. So of course we'd just get the 2. But
right, yeah, 2-0.
Maybe that galvanised the team, and that helped them in the run-in and to overtake Tottenham. So maybe we'll heroically win 1-0 out in Barcelona and galvanise the team and do something in the league. Possibly not. Possibly we'll lose 6-0.
Okay, I mean, I think there is an argument. Yeah, there is an argument to that. Like, I think if we did get something, if we achieve something in Barcelona, it could definitely raise our spirits, and goodness knows the team needs it. So, yeah, let's talk individually. I don't want to, depending on how this goes, I don't particularly want to linger on this too much because I will start getting angry, and then you don't want to see that, listeners. So I know you want to talk to us, to everyone, just rant about Theo Walcott. And Rob, take it away.
Oh my God. What a lame performance he put in on Sunday. Honestly, I lost it with him. I have a Theo Walcott shirt somewhere amongst all my replica shirts because I'm, a 10-year-old boy inside.
Has it turned into that T-shirt that you buy and say, I'm going to wear it all the time, and then you try and rotate your shirts and it ends up at the bottom of the pile?
Yeah, it's somewhere at the bottom with like my Juventus pink shirt that I thought was cool like a couple of years ago.
Wait, that is still a way cool shirt for me.
But honestly, I have a Walcott away shirt. I might burn it because that's how much I was that annoyed of him on Saturday. How many times does an Arsenal player get caught in their own half with the ball? Walcott has not had a mazy run against anyone about 8 years. The last time I can think of was Anfield in 2008. That's the last time I can think of him beating anybody for and going on a 90-yard sprint and setting up Adebayor. It's not happened since then, and every time we seem to concede, well, not every time obviously, but most times we seem to concede, you can go rewind it back, and one of our wingers, it's either him or Chamberlain, has lost it in their own half. And he did it again on Sunday. You're just thinking, you're away at Old Trafford, have a bit of nous. After that, I mean, I don't think he touched the ball before then, and he rarely touched the ball after.
Yeah, I tell you, in 64 minutes, he had 16 touches of the ball, I believe.
Against Barcelona, when he came on, he had 3 touches. I read.
He's 26 now as well. I heard someone describe him as Peter Pan earlier. That he's
the boy who never grew.
And it's completely right because he's still in this mindset of it's all right. I'm 19. I've got time to develop. No, you haven't. You're 26 now. You're supposed to be one of the senior boys. You're supposed to be one of the people that when we go up to Old Trafford, there's people like Hector Bellerin looking to you for guidance and advice.
Yeah, it's a very good point. And obviously you couldn't grow that sort of beard at 19 years old. Well, I couldn't anyway. I'm not complimenting Theo Walcott's beard because it's rubbish. Basically, it's not proper foliage. But anyway, yeah. So I think it's just exasperating, really. As I say, like when team sheets came out, it looked like Welbeck was going to be up front, but in the end, he Theo up front. And for a striker just not to be in the game, he wasn't in the game. That's unforgivable. Even if you have to go chasing the ball, I didn't see any of that, and and so because he wasn't getting the ball, he kept dropping back, and then, as I say, he gave the ball away for the goal. It's just exasperating. There's too many players now at Arsenal. You're thinking, right? Well, what kind of future this got? And it's not dead wood, but it's getting towards similar territory. So you've got Chamberlain, and by the way, so West Ham are Wenger, I should say before that, Wenger said that if he can make more money than he bought Oxlade-Chamberlain for, he will sell him. But I'm not sure who's going to want to pay 13 million for him. I have to be honest.
Can't see anyone buying Theo Walcott either on the massive contract he's now on.
This is the thing. You don't want to sell Theo to a rival, but if Man City come in for him, Pep Guardiola's all a bit of that Theo Walcott on my bench, just bringing him on. Do we sell?
How much for? How much are they putting on the table for Theo Walcott? 20 mil? 20 mil?
Even 20 million for Walcott.
If City come in for Walcott for 20 million, you'd have to consider it.
I don't know what else you could do. Not consider it.
Yeah, exactly. Like 70% certain, I'd sell. I think 25 million. I think you're getting. Yeah, I think you'd be stupid not to, because he hasn't put in a good performance for us. A good overall performance. I'm talking 90 minutes. Not he got a goal. That's fine. But since last season, maybe West Brom, where he got the hat trick.
Yeah.
The
last day of the season, it wasn't the last day of the season, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, when West Brom didn't care.
And when Jack Wilshere managed to score a goal as well, I think.
Exactly. When he was probably playing for his place in the cup final, and he performed 12-13 when he was playing for 100k a week contracts. So I'd say cut our losses for the right price.
So there's a scenario where we get rid of Walcott. I cannot see a scenario where Wenger will get rid of both Walcott and Chamberlain. But then even without them, I'll just finish off. Like there's Chambers, Gabriel. It's just I'm looking at a list of my pool of Arsenal players who I want to keep. Okay, Giroud, Sanchez, Özil, Cech, Monreal, Bellerin, Koscielny, Coquelin, Ramsey, probably Santi Cazorla, and Joel Campbell. Everybody else can go and do one. They're in the van. The rest of them
You're not keeping Flamini, Neil.
No,
Flamini.
Did you not see his performance against Barcelona?
Mikel Arteta?
Oh goodness! I tell you what. Thanks for reminding me of that. Why on earth would you bring on Mathieu Flamini in the 70th minute against Barcelona? He is the most uncomposed footballer I think in the world. Yeah. So why on earth would you? They'd already scored at that point, correct? It was 1-0.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why on earth would you do that? And why on earth would he be in the penalty area trying to tackle someone like Lionel Messi?
I think trying to tackle is a bit kind.
It's extremely kind.
He just swung his leg. That
was his first touch of anything.
Of anything.
Yeah, because it certainly wasn't the ball.
Lionel Messi's kneecaps were his first touch.
Just extraordinary.
I can see why he brought on a defensive midfielder,
but not Flamini.
Well, yeah, exactly. We don't have the correct personnel.
Why not Chambers?
Chambers, maybe, yeah. Yeah, just cut him. I'd like to see Arteta in a coaching role, maybe.
I don't think you'll only see that at Man City, I think.
Yeah, they're after him, aren't they? I think they've got the right idea, because I think he would be a good coach, but... Do you not agree?
No, I do agree, because I can see him turning all Man City's, him sitting side by side with Pep and thinking, the Pep machine will be purring, and it's like, it's all down to Mikel Arteta. Do you know what I mean? And we flipping had it in our club. Oh God.
Vieira co-managers.
Yes. So I've got 11 players I want to keep. Who should we get rid of? I'm saying I can't see any scenario where Theo and Chamberlain will both leave it in this summer. I want them to, because I think enough's enough. Otherwise, if we don't start blaming players, we're going to start talking about the manager. And Paul Merson said, and again, Paul Merson isn't exactly the gospel, but he said if we lose the lead by the Spurs, oh God forbid it, or Leicester, and he should lose his job, he should walk. He has to go. Do Do you agree with that?
I don't personally.
So you're an AKB, as we call them.
Or what, what does that stand for?
Arsene knows best.
Well, yeah, I am. I'm Arsenal in more than I am Arsenal out.
Okay, be careful with your words there.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, he just definitely stayed till the remainder of the season.
I'm not suggesting. Yeah, goodness me, I'm not suggesting sacking him now.
Get out now.
He's got a year left on his contract. The other thing is, and this point was made to me, it's like probably a couple of years ago. It's like, if you're going to get rid of Wenger, who on earth do you take? Pep's gone. I mean, if we mess around, if we F about, there's going to be no one left. There's always still young managers, and probably Chelsea going to get Antonio Conte now by the looks of it. I think he's going to be really decent, but he wouldn't fit well at Arsenal, I don't think, because he's an extremely defensive manager. He seems like a classic Chelsea boss, because I can't see them attacking like one bit next season.
I hear Tim Sherwood's available.
He is.
Oh,
yeah.
So
His dad would enjoy that, I'm sure.
The Messiah. Yes. So I don't know. Yeah. So I ask you individually, like, who do you want to keep? Be honest, Rob.
I have written down here. I've got Cech,
Yeah.
Bellerin,
Yeah.
Monreal.
Yeah.
Although Monreal does have a question mark because he is almost 30, and there's probably better left backs out there. But
Well,
he's been
there,
good.
though. He's been very good for this.
He has
club.
been very good.
Since he was rubbish, he's been very good.
Jack Wilshere gets a question mark just because.
Oh, good. I've even forgotten about Wilshere.
I do quite like Jack Wilshere, and I if we can sort his leg out, then hopefully he's not going to become another Diaby. Mesut Ozil and Alexis Sanchez definitely get kept, and Olivier Giroud gets kept as well. But
Giroud's a definite. When he came on Sunday, he's brilliant. He's holding up the ball, brilliant. I don't know why he didn't start. People moan about Giroud, and I've moaned about Giroud in the past, but he's one of the best players, strikers that keep holding the ball up. He is as good as, I'd say, probably Ibrahimovic at ball play, holding the ball up, if not better. He's not so great in finishing at times, but I think if you want him to come on and do that job, then you can't criticise him.
I can sort of understand why he didn't start, because he's gone a couple of games without scoring now, and perhaps Wenger just thinks Welbeck's in a better vein of form after getting the goal against Leicester, and also because it's Old Trafford. But he's almost integral to how we play at the minute, Giroud as well, and holding the ball up, because Theo can't do that, and Welbeck, I don't think, is as good at doing that either. So he's definitely someone we missed, and we looked a little bit sharper with him on the pitch when he came on Sunday as well.
Yeah, Connor, who do you still want to be wearing the Arsenal shirt next season?
Next season, well, I think Petr Cech, obviously. Gibbs and Monreal we keep left back.
Well, Gibbs is almost certainly going, apparently.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to keep him as... If he's going to get first team football, I can understand, but I'd personally like to keep him as at the club. I'd have Mertesacker next season.
As a squad player.
Depends who. I wouldn't put him above. He's getting on a bit though, but I wouldn't put him above Gabriel at the moment at all.
Okay.
Like I would put him above Gabriel. Sorry. Koscielny, yes. Callum Chambers, yes. Bellerin, yes. Rosicki, I think.
No, I think he's on the way out. I think. Sadly, he's one of my favourite players just ever.
Yeah.
But injury has just unfortunately hampered him throughout the middle part of his career, and this particular one he can't really get over. So
is he getting a testimonial, by the way? When's that happening? Is that happening retirement?
He moved. It's almost 10 years. It'll be 10 years this summer. So I don't know if he's going to get it or not.
Okay.
Theo Walcott's due a testimonial as well.
I wonder how many would turn up.
Jesus, who's going to be in the Arsenal 11 for Theo Walcott's testimonial? All the players that could have been. So maybe Ryan Smith and Luke Freeman. I don't know. Goodness me. that's horrifying. Yeah, Theo Walcott's best performance this season was when he had his 10-year anniversary performance as captain, when he did next to nothing.
He could be captain for his testimonial, at least.
Well, you're absolutely right. It could be his second game which he captains a side.
Just to go back to that, we've already gone over it, but it is worrying that they allowed him to do that. I don't know who suggested it, whether it was Theo himself or Walcott or Mertesacker, but I just can't imagine Tony Adams allowing that to happen.
No. As I said, it's not a... the captain's armband, it's not a bag of sweets. You can't just hand it around willy-nilly. Even sentimentality. So I'm even more convinced now that Gabriel is just not Premier League material.
No.
And we need to get this sorted sooner than later, but I don't see it. What I'll say, actually, if we did get rid of Wenger, so, it's like to be a massive managerial merry-go-round this summer, perhaps involving... Van Gaal might retire, possibly. So Mourinho, Conte, Hiddink, everybody. And, you're going to come to our club and we're going to give you a £200 million war chest. If anyone took over at Arsenal, how much would they give them to play with? Because it wouldn't be that much, I don't think. So say Pep Guardiola came to Arsenal, right? I'm going to come to Arsenal, I'm going to transform the club. So here you go, Pep. Here's £50 million.
Well, the PR machine came out on Monday and said Arsenal's going to get a £75 million war chest. And that's all well and good, but it's not great to appease the fans that no longer believe that Arsene Wenger is the right man to spend that 75
boys, just to give you a live update, Rondon has scored for West Brom. So Leicester are losing.
Oh, interesting.
It's a live update, folks. We won't be able to stick with you for the next 70 minutes, unfortunately. I'd love to. But, yeah, we can't. So come on, West Brom. Come on, the Baggies. Your point is valid, yeah. Individually, before we draw a line under this sorry tale that on Sunday, I mean, is there any player individually you want to criticise? I mean, is it worth having a go at Ramsey? I don't want to. Rob?
Yeah. I'm starting to get away from, oh God, Aaron Ramsey, what were you doing on Sunday? You didn't turn up again. To just, it's not his position I've sort of just resigned myself to that we are missing Santi Cazorla so badly. And it's been that way for quite a while. And Sunday was so evident because nobody got on the ball in midfield and did anything. It harks back to Patrick Vieira, and whenever the back four got it, they gave it to him, and he started every attack, and he demanded the ball, and there was no one that demanded the ball in midfield on Sunday, and Cock and Ramsey pretty much marked themselves out of the game. And, I mean, Cazorla's not got that physical size and presence of Vieira, but he does get on the ball and spread it about like a Xavi can, and like Fabregas did after Vieira left, of course, as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there is that problem that if he comes back in, then where does Ramsey fit? And some would say on the bench.
I mean, he wasn't doing too badly on the right.
On the right, yeah.
On the right-hand side, he was really good, I thought.
Yeah.
Last season. But, yeah. I mean, for the second... Was it their third goal? Herrera scored? Was that their third one? It was
an own goal, apparently, in the end.
Oh, okay. But, as Rob said, people were saying he should have tracked Herrera's run, which he should have. But it isn't his best position. The holding role. So I think people need to kind of realise that if he is going to flourish, he won't be there, and so long as he's playing there, he won't put in his best performances.
I think his best position is number 10, ideally, but Ozil's got number 10 in his pocket now, and rightly so. So yeah. Unless, I mean, that raises another question, really. Where do we all go? We're rolling rapidly out of time here, so I don't know whether to talk about Spurs first or Swansea. or both actually. That would segue actually. Yeah, so I had Swansea beating Spurs, and when they went 1-0 up through Palossi, I thought, yes, come on, this is it. And obviously then it went horribly wrong, and we lost and they won. So, they're 3 points ahead. So I'm hoping for favours big time from the Irons tomorrow. Come on, you Irons, West Ham. And that obviously we beat Swansea, but I've got a horrible feeling that, I don't know, I'm thinking we're going to lose tomorrow night. I don't want to say it.
I mean, they have a half decent
I think that's
record.
it's just the fear talking, I think, for me, because we absolutely have to win, and then we have to get a confidence boosting win, and then we absolutely must beat Spurs. Absolutely must beat Spurs, because we're out of the title race at the moment. But then if we win the next 2 games, we're firmly back in it. We back level on points with Spurs. And if Leicester did lose tonight, then it will be again wide open.
We'll just hope Sunday. Hopefully, was just a massive kick at the arse for them.
I really hope so.
But how many times have we said that?
That has happened before. Yeah. And this, brings us on to the point of just a monumental North London derby against that lot in just 4 days' time, and I'm starting to have nightmares about it a little bit. Particularly, Kane, and I'm surprised. It's a shame he's not wearing a red mask. I think, as he's named Kane, if you see where I'm going there. But I'm just concerned. I think Ali's struggling for fitness for tomorrow night, and hopefully on Saturday as well. I think if they're without him, that would be a massive plus. I'm just I'm clutching at straws here a little bit. I'm worried on Saturday. Connor?
Yeah, I am too. I think we have to win.
If we lose,
yeah.
If we win tomorrow, and Spurs win, and we lose, we are 6 points behind Spurs, with them having superior goal difference by about 10.
Do you think they're title favourites?
No. I don't agree with that yet. I say we're now in March. Let's wait to the end of the month. Ranieri thinks Spurs are title favourites, as he said today. But yeah, I'm hoping there's lots more twists to come. But Leicester really felt the pressure against Norwich the other night, and now they're at home tonight and they're losing 1-0. So I think we are starting to see signs of that. And somewhere, Spurs have got Dortmund in the Europa League, and I'm hoping that's going to exhaust the crap out of them basically for 2 games. And someone does a cruciate ligament or something like that, and or as Rob suggested to me, we get the chef in down to Spurs Hotel on Thursday and get them to sort that out. Obviously we don't encourage actively poisoning food, but perhaps it's time. It's emergency measures.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed. Connie, you're talking to me like, what's he talking about?
Well, I think you got to do what you got to do. So, yeah.
Yeah. I am referencing, of course, to
Sanya Gate.
Yes, indeed. I'm just glad you got the reference.
Yes, yeah.
But I don't want my panelists to be completely just, as most of the people in my life are generally. It's like, what's he talking about? So yes, just to clarify that. Yeah. So Swansea. I mean, there's talk of radical widespread change in the team. Maybe dropping Sanchez. Maybe dropping Ramsey. Maybe.
I don't think Swansea will be a problem. I think their goal scoring record is appalling. I think Ayew and Sigurdsson.
I'm concerned about Palossi tomorrow.
Yeah, he looks a real player, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he's looked really good. I think I saw him on his debut against West Brom, and he looks really good. And his goal at Hart Lane was really well taken.
He was in the right area at the right time. Yeah.
Good finish as well. I think he said he could be Swansea's Filippo Inzaghi.
That's quite a step.
It's a statement. I'll give him that. But he looks good. So
it's very similar to like a smaller Michu to me already.
Where's he now? Where's Miku now?
Spanish 4th division still, I think.
He's in Segunda, I think. I'm not sure. But don't quote me on that, yeah. So we're going to wrap things up. In fact, before we do, so we're going to win tomorrow night. Let's end this podcast on a positive note.
Yes. Yes, we will.
Yes,
comprehensively. 10-0. Suppose that God
not
stand.
not 4-0.
No,
not 4-0.
I said that and it was horribly wrong.
Yes. I'm going to be really careful about any time anyone ever says 4-0 again. Connor, we're going to win. Yes,
4-0.
Win. Touche. Nice. Oh,
yeah. We'll win.
I think we won. Maybe 1-0. I'll say 1-0.
I think it's it's almost a nothing game, isn't it? Really. I mean, we have to win, but we're all the Arsenal fans. We're almost looking to the North London derby.
Yeah.
And I think their assistant were talking about their three games after us. So I think everyone, Swansea and Arsenal, are looking beyond tomorrow night.
Well, I tell you, if we're looking beyond tomorrow night, so if Swansea are as well, that's okay. But if it's just us, then you know what? Then that's got disaster written all over it. Never mind, talking about a crucial, perhaps the biggest North London derby in Premier League history, I would suggest. Yeah. So let's win tomorrow. Let's win. Yeah. Right. So goodness me, we've been running extremely long. Thanks for joining us, guys. Cheers, Rob.
No worries.
Your Twitter handle for us.
At Rob Tomlinson 94. You can address all complaints to me on there.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you very much, Connor. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Your Twitter handle?
At dsmith19.
Lovely, jubbly. I'm toying with the idea of recording on Saturday, but only if we win. So I will let you two know. Hopefully we'll have Jack and possibly Paul back next week. So it'll be just an absolute Arsenal orgy. Hopefully of joy and ecstasy, perhaps literally. And if we lose, then you might not see us ever again. Yeah, thanks very much in the meantime. Trying to remain upbeat and positive. And so that all starts tomorrow with a win. Yes, I've been your host, Neil. Thank you very much for joining us. You can get me on Twitter at the 91st Neil, sorry, I'll start again. That's at the 91STNEIL. And also you can contact us on Twitter at @e_ArsenalNet, and of course the Facebook group. So it's a big couple of days, monstrous couple of days, and but the next time we speak to you, well, we're going to be a bit fair thinking about. Let's all hope for a happy conclusion. Thanks for listening.